Bonjour, hello, welcome to MaxMountainWorld. Today it's raining. Is that a bad thing? I'll just do a little video on the rain here. Altitude, I'm up and just below the top little station there. I'm at 1,800 meters, 6,000 feet. I'll explain a few things with this. It's not always a bad thing when it rains, although it does give reminders of back home in the UK. That's another story. Okay, here we go. Rain in the Alps in the winter. For me here, the rain on the screen of the car causes my camera a few hiccups on the zooming in and focus front and stuff. But as I say, just below the Les-Orres 1800, which is just up there. And we're on a one-way system, so cars won't be coming against me here. But let's have a little look around. And yeah, still tourists arriving. So on the mountain opposite here, you can see, yeah, snow on there aplenty. These are actually sheer cliffs here, about 300 meter cliffs. And you can see further round, if I zoom in on that, just because it's raining down here doesn't mean it's raining further up. So you can see where the cloud line is there. You can see below where there's a bit of evaporation out the forest just up on the right there. And further up, if you look in there, it's raining below, it's snowing above. Frost warning light comes on in the car at 5 degrees or less. And we can look down here, we can see it's actually 3 degrees. 20 is what I've got the car set to, although I do have the heated seat on, it's lovely. Anyway, yeah, so just looking at the radio as well, and really not a lot been happening recently, although I did get a couple of contacts this morning into Finland, into Lapland. Now, whether that's a coincidence or not, I don't know. But yeah, I've already spoken with Santa on the radio. Okay, let's go and have a look around. I'll point out some of the stuff to do with the rain. One effect here with the trees is that the trees these are green ones, but there's a lot of the trees turned beige because they killed off their needles. Whatever needles are left will tend to fall even more now that it's rained after a very, very cold spell. So we end up with the situation on the roads, the old orange sides to the roads. Just coming into the top of Les-Orres 1800, and one other effect is there's no more snow and ice on the roads, so we're back to all the dirt that the works left behind just before the first snowfall. It didn't all go, it's still very muddy on the roads. A couple of effects on the road here is that if it rains fairly heavy, it will wash the salt away, and a lot of the steep parts of the road will become icy later on, and will accept the snow quicker too. But also what happens is all the sort of clumps of snow that's been up in the trees that's kind of held on, the rain's kind of made it a bit heavier, so what happens is it falls onto the road, and you get these huge clumps of snow that have fallen on the road. So that's the kind of road effect sort of thing. And what you have here is these guys here are kind of exception to the rule. Not many people out and about, except for those who know that the better snowing conditions or skiing conditions up above are available. Really, you're going to be skiing on fresh snow when you cross the snow line, which at the moment seems to be about 2,100 meters. And we can just see, if I go ahead through the screen on this without getting too much zoom focus problems, I'm not too sure if I am, but you can see up there it is snowing up above. So just getting out the car here, and yeah, see how much the snow, the tyres has picked up the needles. But just looking at the snow also, give it a bit of perspective with my hand in front, and you can see from a distance it kind of turns the snow a bit beige colour, and yeah, and orange at the side of the roads, as I said before. In the forests as well, not just in the forest but everywhere, but more predominantly in the forests, you can see that not everything is covered. you know. There's always bits of wood stumps, rocks, stuff like that poking through. And you'll see, if you look at some of my previous videos recently, you'll see when I've been up in chairlift, you see off-piste, off the side of the piste, where guys have snowboarded, skied, and they've just hit a load of stuff and ruined their equipment. So what this happens now is a bit of rain on top of the snow compacts it down a little bit extra hard, and that way when the next snowfall comes, basically your off-piste is a lot safer on your equipment. A dark background, you can see it is raining, fairly heavy now. But straight ahead of us here we have one of these snow pistols, and they've been running at nights when the temperature go down below -4, which has happened most nights, but also produced this huge mound of snow. And they spread that at nights with the piste bashers and the dameurs, as they're called in French. I've been up on one of these. I've put a link up to the top right of your screen now. But you can see, look at this, just see the blue colour inside. So we've got one of these dameurs machines here. This isn't one that actually prepares stuff, it's a transport thing, as you can see with the box on the back of it, but obviously it can't take the tracks up and ruin the piste, so it actually prepares the piste as it goes and finishes with the skirt at the back there. But again, as I say, I've got a few videos on these things up there. I'll put a link to another video on exactly what these guys do. I'll put a link up the top right screen now. Sometimes skiing can be very tiring, especially when you've got to walk uphill a long way after you've finished. Not only are your legs tired from skiing, but this guy really looks knackered. One really neat thing as well, probably my favourite thing about the rain, I was able to find a parking space back there very easily, and there's one or two already down here. Parking space left of the little white mark there, and there's quite a few dotted all over. Places available, and normally what happens, I'll explain in a wee second, just gotta get around here. But another space ahead there, a couple of electric charge point spaces, but there's all sorts available. I'll explain that in a second. During the winter, most clients, most holidaymakers come and go on a Saturday, and quite often, normally on a Friday night, there'll be a lot of people will go home just to avoid all the bottlenecks of traffic on the French roads, and also sometimes to avoid weather. But quite often, like a day like today, where they're not aware of snow further up, and they'll leave because of the weather down here. It's not good, it's not pleasant being out in the rain when it's so cold, but it does have a good effect that it makes my job easier and those of my colleagues on a Saturday. So that's the way that one goes. Anyway, just a little feature video on the rain and the effects it has here. A lot of people think it just snows and that's it, but no, it does rain from time to time when the temperatures come up. So just get around the corner here, and that's it. The weather here, it's never the same twice. It's always very dynamic in that it can change so quickly, and it goes from one extreme to the other. I've seen temperature differences of one day of up to 30 degrees when it's been -10, and it's gone up to 20 in the afternoon when the sun shines. So that happens, sort of tends to happen towards the end of the season, not at the beginning. Today's Friday, a lot of folk are gone. I'm looking at completely empty parking spaces just beside me here. So that's it. Anyway, that's the video for today. Thanks very much for watching. Keep subscribing if you haven't already. Do so. It's good fun. Doesn't have any bad effects, except you get more of my videos, especially when you click on the notifications bell. So there's a bus going by, and that's it. So yeah, keep watching. Thanks very much for watching. Till the next one. Ciao. and the salt going down on the roads. Tonight when the temperatures drop, it'll snow. Three cars. Normally this is absolutely locked.